Hello everybody, it's Neil and today I'm going to be playing Shards of God. I saw this on my X account. X, remember X? Used to be Twitter. And people were just raving about it. So I thought, you know what? Let's have a little look-see. It's on Itchio. God Emperor Mun has ruled over the nation for millennia. None dare challenge the immortal's power. Only the Sisters of Vigil are privy to the Emperor's secrets. When the Divine Ruler calls, the Sisters answer. They listen, they observe, they ask questions, they solve problems. So yeah, I got this on Itchio. I'll leave a link down below. If you want to check it out yourself. Love a good pixel art. Oh, it's just like aliens. Or maybe people from the future. Maybe this is the future. Vigilant Mother Superior. Vigilant Sister Inferior. This is Sister Ava in training. And you must be Judge Morus. Alas, the judge is currently indisposed. I'm Xavian, Imperial Scholar, Keeper of Knowledge, Archivist of Ancient. Our matter is urgent, Master Xavian. Certainly. When His Holiness calls, the sisters must come running. Oh, I assume they would like descend. I didn't think they'd actually like, you know, come in a ship. May I inquire? You may not. Understood. Also apologise, I'm still getting over some illness. Well, I'm here to assist you. If you wish to pursue the Imperial Library, or peruse, sorry, not pursue. It has been a pleasure. So yeah, just been a bit ill recently. Don't worry, she's always like this. I beg your pardon if I'm not at my full mental wit. I mean, this doesn't seem very ancient, does it, with the sliding doors? Unless the Egyptians had them. Here we come. Ava. Yes, Mother Tibata. You've been preparing for this moment, yes? Beyond this door lies Mun's chambers. Now, before we enter, I prepared Mother Tibata. I have recited the prayers, revised the vows. Jabeda? Yes, yes. Look, Ava, the Emperor. May his grace forever shine upon us. May not exactly be what you expect. I was going to be like a fat alien. A fat with a P-H-A-T, I mean. Oh, don't worry, Mother Superior, I'm strong in the faith. Yes, that's the problem. Oh well, you'll process it one way or another. Well, there's gonna be nothing like it, guys, there's gonna be a dude. Process what, Mother Jabela? I've always preferred showing over telling. Tiabata? Follow me, Ava. Stop in Tiabata. T-I-A is like Tia, and then B-A-T-A, Bata. Your Highness. I bow before thee, O Mun. Bringer of light. Hello? Anybody in there? Conqueror of I said, is anybody in there? Mother Tiabetta. Looks like I will have to open it myself then. Open what? Open what? But what? This is like very much the start of a Phoenix Wright case. We have a problem on our hands, Eva. Ava, I... Take your time. Many deep breaths later. So the God Emperor Mun, the holiest of holy, he whose light illuminates the darkest of souls, is a suit? That's somewhat reductive. Mun is a dynasty. A dynasty which decided a long time ago to become a god. By wearing a suit? Still reductive, but I'll grant it. That's a very interesting proposition, isn't it? The people in the suit might change with passing generations, but Mun lives on. Straight away I'm seeing no hole through the front of the suit. He doesn't seem very alive now. So he must have been killed outside the suit and then stuffed in there. Who knows? Me, you, most of the other sisters are Vigil. And that's it. That's it. To everyone else, the God Emperor has been the same entity for millennia. And the suit? A marvel of technology. It maintains all life functions. Most emperors can barely walk by themselves. Everything is provided for them by the suit. And it is virtually impenetrable. Only the Emperor and the Sisters of Vigil can open it. But yes, you opened the suit. What sorcery was that? Not sorcery. Technology. The amulet of Vigil we carry has many perks. No door stays closed to the Vigilant Sisters, including the door of into the God Emperor? Yes, but other than that, you could fire the nation's most advanced weapons at this suit, and it would barely leave a dent. So who is this? Was this man? Appearances would make it seem that we are looking at the latest incarnation of the God Emperor. So he summoned us before his death? Alas no, the suit has a security system. If the Emperor's life is waning, a distress call is sent to the Vigilant Sisters. That's why we are here. We wouldn't want someone else to find him, who smites all evil. Find him who smites all evil in this state now would be. If Mun is a dynasty, then where are the other Muns who will become Emperor now? To my knowledge, the latest Mun had no direct descendants. But there are protocols in place for such cases. Secret heirs in secret locations. Once we report back to the Order, the Elder Mothers will know what to do. Let's do that then. Report to the Order. No. Not before we have some answers. This situation. Nothing like this has ever happened before. I'm not letting anyone make a mess of things before I've had time to think. So for the time being, nobody, and I mean nobody, must know what happened here. Yes, Mother Superior. So what do we do now? Well, this is a very unusual scenario. Very, very unusual. I need to think. Meanwhile, be a good Vigilant Sister and observe, will you? Examine the suit and the body too. Talk to me when you're finished. Now, just let me think. Body. So peculiar. The blood, the plates. Of a Chibata. So peculiar. She's not listening. Interact and examine. Alright, well, again, my Phoenix Wright senses are tingling. There didn't seem to be a hole on the outside or just anywhere in the door. So don't think anything shot through, besides it's supposed to be impenetrable. I'm supposed to examine him, not touch him. Touch him. Urgh. Just making sure. No, I want to... I want to touch a dead body. Ah, this is a cool feature. So let's have a look at the wound. He's been stabbed in the chest with something. Perhaps a knife? He looks young for a god. That's... I don't need to do anything with it, just examine it. Right, we would want to contaminate the crime scene. I just feel as though left click should be examined. I don't know, this is my instincts. So, examine the blood first. There is blood on the inside of the lid. What is this? A latch? It's a twin steel rod. But what does it do? Before the lid closes, the rod rotates to fit into the two holes of the suit's main part. It then literally wraps itself around the insides of the suit and welds itself to it, only to be separated again when the Emperor, and nobody but the Emperor, chooses. So it's a latch. Yes, it's a latch. So, I mean, that would make you think that the only person who could open the suit is the man himself. I mean, my first thought is, do we know that that's the Emperor? Like, maybe the Emperor opened the suit, killed an intruder or someone else, put him inside the suit and ran off. They look very comfortable. Ganaf. Perhaps the killer climbed in and out through the balcony. Highly doubtful. This is the tallest and best guarded tower in the whole nation. Yes, it is a possibility, I suppose. Decorative plate with one's face on it. So you have seen what there is there. What is there? And you also see what is not there. Huh. Never mind, you'll get there. I mean, there's 3 plates this side, but only 2 this side. This doesn't look right. There are 3 plates on the left, but only 2 on the right. Either a plate is missing, or one's imperial decorator has no sense of symmetry. Ah, finally. The acolytes show some observation skills. Of a ciabatta. You act as if this was the most important thing we have seen today. It may well be, Ava. It may well be. Again, in Phoenix Wright, it's always the most mundane looking things that end up being the key to the entire case. Oh, I'm really into this. I really like this. An amulet of Virgil. You can open any lock. Let's save. You never know. I mean, what if there's something that's a lock but doesn't look like a lock? Of a ciabatta. Have you finished, Ava? I have examined the room as you suggested. And? I mean, we don't know if he was stabbed while inside the suit. Let's start with what we know. I don't see what bearing this has on anything, but anything may be of importance. Well, there is that decorative plate missing from the wall. Ah yes, the missing plate. Why would anyone kill a god to steal a plate? Strange, isn't it? This is what intrigues me. It doesn't fit. Perhaps the plate just broke at some point and never got replaced. Or his eternal light didn't care much about symmetry. Perhaps. Or it broke, and the shard is the murder weapon. Or it had incriminating evidence on it and it got disposed of. I found nothing here that could have been used to kill this man. Not in the way he was killed anyway. No murder weapon then. Noted. I'm no medicine woman, but it seems Mum was stabbed in the chest with something sharp. A knife. It would appear so. There is blood on the inside of the suit's lid. It must have got there when the Emperor's chest was pierced, which means that he was indeed killed whilst inside the suit. Good job. But even if the suit could be penetrated, that would surely leave a mark. Exactly. You see why this is so interesting. Interesting is one way to put it. Anyway, we have indeed a mystery on our hands, Acolyte. The mystery of the closed suit. So what do we do now? Simple. To unravel how such a crime could have been committed, we have to recreate it. What about the back of the suit? Could it have gone through the back and into him? Or the door's already open and he got stabbed while the door's open? That'll be your task, Ava. Explore the city and find by what means the murder could have been committed, then demonstrate it to me. Less than an hour ago, I thought Mum was a god. Then I learned it was a man, and he is dead, murdered, and now I have to find a way to kill him. Throw them in at the deep end is what I always say. Where shall I start? I've never been to the Imperial City. Find that scholar man, Xavian. I believe he said he would be at the library. He should help you find your way around. Apologies, Mother Superior, but what will you do? You seem much better suited for this task. I will observe from a distance and think this situation. It is most peculiar, I know. She has some cheek. I'll be on my way then. Yes, off you go. And if the plate, why the plate? Maybe, but no, that's not possible. And she's not listening again. Right, Xavian's currently our only lead. Ah, so this entire thing is the city. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Mother Chibata. Where are you? How are you speaking to me? Your amulet, Acolyte. I said it has many perks. So it's a communication device. Not only that, it allows me to see what you see, hear what you hear. This feels a little invasive, yet practical. This way you can be my eyes and ears, Ava. I've noticed people tend to be a little tense when I address them. I wonder why that is. Anyway, I will contact you in due time. Proceed with your investigation. Greetings, Vigilant Sister. Pardon me for asking, but who were you just talking to? Master Xavian, was it? At your service. I was just talking to myself. I do that all the time. I'm not even lying. And now that I've said that out loud as well. Do not fret, sister. I understand the burden of a restless mind. All the thoughts, they just want out. Do they not? I suppose. Anyway, it's good I ran into you. Mother Superior said you can help me find my bearings. Certainly. Ask away. As omnipotent, I always was that word. May his light forever illuminate our paths. He must have had his people, no? Somebody who is, so to speak, second in command. Certainly, I pride myself to be one of those people. As the Imperial Scholar, my duty is to obtain and preserve knowledge. Then there is Redina. You'll find her at the Nath Farms. Next is Morris, the judge. As I relayed when we first met, he is currently indisposed. But he will surely soon be back to preside over any legal matters you may have. Catulus is the head priest. You will find him in the temple. And finally, Rutilus, the general. As his title will suggest, he is in charge of military matters. You please help me find my way around the city? But of course. As you know, this is the Imperial Library. It stores many scrolls of ancient wisdom, and also the Emperor's decrees. Then there are the Nath Farms. They are a natural marvel to behold. See the Nath are large creatures who live in the desert. Only they are able to extract resources from the ground, and so the only place where we are able to grow anything is on their skin. There is also the temple, a place devoted to honouring the Great Mun, and finally the forge. We use the nation's most advanced technology to produce machinery and weaponry there. What is your view of the Supreme Ruler, Master Xavian? Honoured be the ground he walks upon. I admire the wisdom of beings such as he must possess. It is true he has been showing some more expansive tendencies lately, but who am I to question the intentions of a god? He doesn't seem very happy with his god. Huh? Only you can hear me, Ava. Don't give it away. Understood. I am glad you understand. Anything else? You mentioned the Emperor's decrees. Yes, you will find them on the wall right here, to your right hand. The Emperor's last wishes and rulings are displayed here for all to see. We've been through this. You mentioned the judge is indisposed. How exactly? Straight to the point. A vigilant sister indeed. But to be frank, I am not sure myself. An important legal matter perhaps? I'm sure he will tell you himself when you finally meet him. Thank you, Master Xavian. That'll be all for now. Right, the decrees. It's supposed to be from several years ago. In his divine benevolence, Mun reduces farmers' daily working hours from 14 to 13. 2 years ago, the daily recitation of prayers is to be extended. Also, farmers who have attended the prayer for 7 consecutive days gain 1 extra free hour in that week. So that one was from several, we don't know how long several years ago is. So I assume it goes further back to the most recent. Taxes reduced for literate members of the population, as they disproportionately contribute to the nation's intellectual wealth. People who are not literate, those being mostly farmers, will compensate for said reduction. Production is to be significantly increased in the forge. Matters of the nation's defence, apparently. Travel between the nation and the lands beyond is to be limited. A special permit is to be required to venture beyond the nation's borders. Those who do not obey will not be welcomed back. A significant number of farmers are to be excused from their duties. So they are to be drafted to strengthen the defences of the nation's outskirts. Okay, so seems to all be about farming and defence. Something suspicious about the shape of the lamp. I wonder if... What's on your mind, Ava? Oh, nothing. Let me try something. I knew it. It's a lever. I can hear some hidden mechanism, but whatever it's supposed to trigger is not triggering. Interesting. What are you thinking, Mother Tibata? Nothing just yet, but you've piqued my interest, Acolyte. I suggest you should experiment some more and see what the mechanism does. What does this have to do with the murder? Perhaps nothing, but we won't know until we figure out what this is. At present, we're just being vigilant, pulling at loose threads. So I find something to undo the screws. Check the scrolls. A lot of vases. This one's a lever too. I suppose they all are. It still doesn't seem to trigger anything. So, I mean, there's 4. So, I'm not thinking the mechanism's broken. I think the mechanism just hasn't been activated properly. It makes me wonder if there's some order to activate them. Another image of Mun. He truly is omnipresent. I don't know, maybe using the amulet would do something. Okay, we've got a lot of places. We can go down to the temple, the forge, and the farms. Might find a screwdriver at the forge, maybe? Hey, yo, what is Mun's name? Wait, a vigilant sister. The sister of Vigil, yes. I knew it. I saw your ship earlier. And you must be General Rutus. In the flesh. At present in command of the Imperial forces of Mun. What brings you to your city, sister? Well, careful, Ava. Investing our time. Yes, wisely. We are investing our time wisely. Brilliant. Aha, investing. Understood. Don't worry, sister. I won't ask you about your financial matters. If you are looking to invest, you'll come to the right place. What interests you here in the forge? What is your opinion of the God Emperor, General? Mun be praised, a wise leader. Now I'll admit, there was a time not so long ago I may have spoke differently, but I couldn't be happier with his recent decrees. The might of the nation shall expand. That's why you are here to invest. Am I right? Is there something wrong with your eye, Master Rutilus? I was employing what we call in the city a sly wink. Oh well, cultural differences. What do you do here at the forge, General Rutilus? We produce. Can't you hear the heavy machinery? The chips buzzing, the wheels turning? I do. Then you've heard the heartbeat of the nation, sister. Excuse me, General, but that machine over there, what's it for? You have a keen eye, sister. My personal invention, and for my personal use only. A replication device. A replication device? Provide it with an original model and some material, and we'll create a perfect physical copy. Can I use it? As I said, my personal use only. I really need to use your replication device, Master Rutilus. Can I make an exception for a vigilant sister? A no is a no, sister. About the replication. No. Right. Must be on my way. Right, let's have a look. Tools. Screwdriver, hammer, and a chisel. So there we go. There we go, we've got one of each. Not a touchscreen. What about if I use this on the sensor? Let me see if this amulet can give me access. It worked. So we can just find something to replicate. Let's not just waste anything on it. Okay, there really isn't much here then, is there? Not at the moment, anyway. Right, straight away back to the library. So. No, screwdriver. There we go. I mean, can I do it with each of them? Do I want to do it with each of them? I like that. I like this game's style. Oops. Still not used to right clicking. I mean, we'll do each one once. Oh, those are the bulbs there. I reckon it will open the vault. We'll reset the lamps. Maybe I don't actually need to unscrew all of them. Zaven's just like looking. He knows I'm trouble. Simple. Greetings, you must be Master Catalyst. That would be Father Catalyst, sister. Pardon me, Reverend Father. Wait, so you address me as sister, but I call you father. Naturally, a sister of Virgil, yet you do not know the ways of the faith? Oh, I didn't know, I just suddenly found it. So God has been dead for less than a day, and you're already going off the leash? Questioning customs? Focus and be respectful, acolyte. Yes, mother. I beg your... Father. I mean, father. Oh, brother. I've been admiring your temple, Father Catalyst. No doubt it draws pilgrims from all corners of the nation. Is that why you are here, Vigilant Sister? One of the reasons. And have you a chance to observe our historical carvings, much admired works of art? You may have read our Lord's story 1,000 times, but there is something about seeing it depicted. Something that just inspires. And the statue. And the statue, the holiest of holy in his classic contemplative pose. My mind's very slow tonight. Holding sunbeams I've obtained from the sun itself. What's your opinion of our divine lord, Father Catalyst? Opinion? Should one have opinions about his divine light, sister? I mean, certainly not. It is not my place to opine on the Lord, only to pray. Of course, ponder. And I do pray. I pray his eternal wisdom allows him to halt the military expansion he has been planning. And here we have yet another roundabout way of saying I don't like what money's doing. What is your duty here, Father? I see you really have travelled from afar. I am the head priest. I preside all over matters of faith and worship. But my role is obvious. Really, sister, it is you who could be more forthcoming as to your mission here. Well, I'm just visiting the Imperial City to marvel at its beauty. Somehow I doubt it's the only reason. But fine, Sister of the Vigil. Fine, I'll stop crying. I'll be on my way, Father Catalyst. May the divine Lord shine upon your path, sister. Oh, looks like there's a plate missing. And look, it's bent there. Yeah, it looks like a temple. Maybe the library or something. Statue of Mun. He's holding 6 golden rods which represent sunbeams. It said at the dawn of time Mun and the sun were one. The engraving shows him in that form before he walked among mortals. I know better than to go around with touching works of art. This one could use some renovation. I wonder what Catalyst has to say about that. Mun descends from the sun and brings light to the barbaric tribes of the Great Desert. Improve the NAF. One in the city. The library and forge hadn't been built yet. Sisters of Itchio. Father Catalyst, may I have a word with you again? A brief word, sister, yes. I've been examining your historical carvings, and if I'm not mistaken, something has recently been added to one of them. That? General Ruthless in his replication machine. Is that what it is? A box of sorts, yes. Yes. Apparently it is an invention worth desecrating. I mean, updating historical carvings. Ruthless just barged in here one morning with some workers in tow. He wouldn't leave until it was finished. I protested, but man had the permission from the Lord himself. The historical carving of Mum bringing light to the barbaric tribes. Say no more, sister. I'm very much aware of its sore condition. I confess I've been putting off the renovations for too long. In fact, if you meet any skilled artisans, send them my way immediately. Doesn't seem to be much else. I mean, I doubt anything would give me a clue with regards to the lamps here. Right, how do I get out? There. The farms. Wow. I was runs with that I forget what the game was called. It went on Game Pass like it's kind of recently, where you have to run a village that's on the back of a giant beast, like almost exactly like this it seems. Hat, funny hat. It's called a coif. Apologies, funny coif. It's not that funny if you have to wear it all day in this climate. I can imagine. Anyways, you must be one of them nuns, what you call them. Ava, a sister of Virgil. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Flint. I am, how you would say, of the agricultural creed. You're a farmer? Yeah, that. I must say I've been admiring your poetry collection. Thank you, miss. Wish I had more time to work on these. You made these? So a farmer and a potter. Do I say poetry or pottery? This must be the strangest farm I have ever seen. So I assume it was pottery. Takes some getting used to, eh? You gotta love the nap. Ever since I first saw one, I wanted to become a farmer. Became a farmer? I thought people were born into it. That's how it goes these days. Never a good deal for anyone, if you ask me. Makes one wonder if things were better before. Before? You know, before a man. But that's blasphemy. Jesus Christ, blasphemy. It's true though. First of all, that was eons ago. We're talking the dawn of humankind here, before history. Depends. Secondly, everyone knows it was a time of barbarity and chaos. Everyone knows. They call him vigilant. Let me tell you, miss, if you hear the words everybody knows, you can bet something really stupid is coming next. I like him. But you don't have to believe me. Ever heard of Hippocles? The lost writings of Hippocles? Not lost, just hidden away. If you manage to get your hands on those, you'll see for yourself. Noted. Let's change the subject before we both get into trouble. Say, Master Flint, would renovating historical carving be within your skill set? Carving, eh? The one at the temple, so you know it. Oh yes, you're right. Those carvings need a lot of renovating. Perfect. I'll be on it then. I'll ask Radina for permission. Wait, didn't you say you were going to ask for permission? Oh, I meant after I do it. That way I'll have a, negotiation leverage. I do apologise for my stumbling at times. What a strange man. We agree there. Right, so at least we can have a look around now. Oh, they're like... You see them from this far away, you feel you can almost pet them. Almost. Well, there's Radina. A knife stuck in a nut root. Well, what if this was the murder weapon, Mother Superior? I know it's a stretch, but this here must be Lady Redina, the chief agriculturist Master Xavian spoke of, which makes her a very important, powerful person. One of the very few who had access to the Imperial Palace, and she just happens to own a knife, which would match the Emperor's wound rather well. Yes, it is a stretch. I should have seen that coming. I'm not saying it's not possible. You're right that the knife matches the wound. But say you follow your hunch, Ava, there is of course still the question of piercing the suit, but the knife could have been a place to start. So it may be right. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Good day to you. You must be Lady Redina. I don't mean to disturb, but yes. Excuse me. Yes, the name is Redina, and you are? Ava, pleased to meet your acquaintance. A vigilant nun, huh? We prefer sister. See, nuns are cloistered, while sisters... What's your business here, sister? Now watch your tongue this time, acolyte. I know. You know what? Oh, nothing. You know nothing? Well, yes, actually. Maybe you can help me with that. Ah, nice turnaround. You seem angry, Lady Redina. Perhaps his holy light has not been shining upon you lately. I'm not angry, none. Just worried. Worried about? Lately our god has been ambitious. The fire and brimstone kind of ambitious. And the Outlands, they don't forget. I think Mun was provoking a war. The recent decrees suggested so too. Now that is enough of a motive to kill your god. These creatures, what are they? Ah, the Nath. Aren't they majestic? Their trunks reach deep into the soil. We have built grand palaces and ships and terrifying weapons, but we still can't get sustenance from this dry land. The Nath can. It makes their skin fertile. So we take advantage of that and grow our food on their backs. In a way, we are parasites. Apologies, but is this your knife? It was my knife. Till some poor soul decided to borrow it and cut an unripe naproot with it. Now it's ruined. You say someone borrowed your knife? Maybe. Or maybe the knife decided to cut the fruit all by itself. All I know is I sure didn't stick it in there. So who do you think did it? Good question. I don't have an answer for you, none. One thing is certain, my farmers aren't stupid. Nobody here would try to cut an unripe naproot. Unless it did it on purpose. Ha, good one. But no, my farmers aren't suicidal either. Why would the knife be ruined? By Mun, you really know nothing. Unripe naf juice is a powerful adhesive. The knife is no use to me now. So if the knife is ruined, then you wouldn't mind if I took it? Strange request. Why does the knife interest you so much anyway, nun? I think I might be able to get it unstuck. Don't want to tell her that I'm investigating a murder. No, good luck with that, so I can take it. Fine, it's yours. And as I said, it's no use to me anymore. Thank you. Your farmer, Master Plint. Oh, no, not again. What has he done this time? On second thought, don't tell me. I have no patience for petty problems anymore. Just leave the man alone, will you? I didn't. Look, none. He doesn't know what he's saying. You cannot blaspheme if you're not right in the head, so I won't hear any more of it. But that wasn't enough. Plint is under my protection. Make your peace with it. I will make my peace with it then, whatever it is. She seems accustomed to complaint about the farmer's manners. Why would she protect him, I wonder? About Master Plint, you don't give up easily, do you? Whatever you think he should be punished for, just leave it. Pardon my ignorance, but I thought farmers weren't free to leave during working hours. That's correct. You surely must have noticed Master Plint has left. Also correct. So you should stop asking silly questions, nun. Nobody likes a snitch. I shall be on my way, so you shall. Let's have a look around. So we've got the knife, screwdriver, hammer, chisel. Maybe I can chisel it out. But if it's like an adhesive, I don't think that'll necessarily work. I mean... no, so I can't like use the farming tools. Alright, so I mean we've been everywhere, we've talked to everyone. We've gotten some tools. Okay, use the screwdriver on the metal bars. Maybe there's an idea here, but I need to get the glue out of the fruit first. I can use a duplication machine. Duplicate the knife or something, I don't know. I would make a copy of the knife, but I need to get it out of the fruit first. The furnace. The heat is softening the glue. I freed the knife. Yes. Material for the new knife. Probably have to come back for some material then. It's the best library in the whole nation, yes? Then yeah, do you have, for any chance, anything by somebody named Hippocles? Notice this man's pupils, Acolyte. That's what fear looks like. Do not worry, Master Xavian. I have a superior sent me to retrieve the skull. Do I now? You can speak freely. Well, in such case, yes, we do in fact possess the lost writings of Hippocles, but they are beyond my reach, vigilant sister, securely stored in the Emperor's vault. How do I get to it? I'm of no help. So again, it's got to be something to do with these. Lamps. Your historical carvings are wrong. It's a Mon brought light to the desert tribes, correct? They are not my carvings, sister. This is simply history as it took place. Have you heard of the lost writings of Hippocles? Oh, please, sister. Only madmen and blasphemers concern themselves with such fairy tales. What if I told you that? Speak of it no more. This is a sacred place. But enough! Those documents do not exist and never have. Unless you can show it to me directly, I will hear no more of it. Can I use glue on the statue? Can I use the glue for something on the farm? There we go, I can take some fruit. Can make the knife out of fruit. I mean, if it's got a adhesive in it, then, you know, it could be used potentially to construct. No. There's nowhere else I can go. Okay, use the fruit on the furnace. I mean, maybe I can use a tool. Like change the metal of the hammer. These are the fruit. Hammer the fruit. Use the amulet on the fruit. Use the amulet as material for the knife. What am I missing? I mean, maybe I can hammer it. I mean, it might have worked, I don't know. Oh, the fruit. What about if... Ah. Keep forgetting to right click. We need to hold them down. No. There we go, that's free fruit. And then free. Secret passage. Ah, the plot thickens. What are you waiting for, Ava? Let's go. I love a secret passage. What is this place? What do we have here? There are 2 ceramic shards. The statue was holding 6 beams, but here Mun is holding 7. Ah, so now we have a sunbeam thief. Maybe the engraving just doesn't match the statue. I should ask the head priest about it. Maybe if I laid them on the dies, I could see more clearly. Ah. Place them down here. But this is the missing plate. Didn't I say the plate was important? And so the plot begins to unravel, no? Yes, I think I can see it now. This only makes things more confusing. Oh, come on, Acolyte, isn't it obvious? So either they might have broke the plate accidentally. I mean, the scales do look like a puzzle. The killer broke the plate by accident and didn't want to leave traces. Why not just throw it off the balcony? Why the scales? Because it's a puzzle. If we put the right shards on the right sides of the scales. I don't know, another secret passage would open? Now we just have to find a clue. The clue. You know, like 2 are more than 1, but 3 are less than a quarter of 12. I replaced the shards on the scales the right way in Viola. Ah, so somebody constructed a secret door and rigged it to a scale. It can only be opened using the broken pieces of a dead god's decoration piece. Oh, you say it like this. The killer must have stolen the plate. So all of them were wrong. I agree that some aspects of this are still rather unclear, like the number. Why 4? For what? 4 shards, 3 on one side, 1 on the other. Where is the 5th shard? I noticed that too. 1 piece of the plate is missing. And before it resurfaces, we won't know everything. All in due time, I'll let you proceed with your mission. We still have a murder to reconstruct. I mean, all the pieces are potentially the same weight. So I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with it. It's at the centre of everything. For the time being, there is nothing more for us to do here. We need to find that fifth piece. So that was that. Now let me quickly... Right, I put everything else back as well. So I have to do that each time I want to go back in. So what, we're just going to assume he didn't see. How would he not see? Okay, very interesting. Let's just ask about these rods. Father Catathus, may I have a word with you? I have seen an image of Mun similar to the statue you have here. In many places, no doubt. It is a popular pose. Mun holding the 7 sunbeams. That's the problem. Your statue is only holding 6. Impossible! The statue, I call its counterpart, is holding 7 golden rods. This is preposterous. Look, 1, 2, 6. By his fiery gaze, you're right. The temple has been desecrated. So you think somebody has stolen the rod? What other explanation is there? The statue was definitely holding 7 rods. If the wretched thief is in for the surprise. Good luck to him selling madman's gold. Ah yes, see, we've had all cases like this in the past. Too many golden ornaments going missing, and so for several decades now, statues are adorned exclusively with madman's gold. He's talking about pluronite. Pluronite? I see you are well read, sister. Yes, pluronite. And what does this what does it do? It simply disappears. The air in this temple is carefully maintained to make golden rods solid. But once outside the building, they will disappear without a trace within a few days. Without a trace. Without a trace. I can almost hear the wheels in your head spinning, Acolyte. But you better, do you hear? A rod has been stolen from the temple recently, made of madman's gold, a metal which just happens to evaporate without a trace. You are thinking, murder weapon. I mean, we still don't know how the suit was pierced. But at least we have an idea where the weapon went. It simply evaporated. Good job, Ava, good job. Thank you, Mother Superior. Now once you have obtained a rod yourself... Wait. What do you mean, obtained a rod yourself? I'm confused, Acolyte. Are there more ways to interpret what I said? You surely don't want me to desecrate Mun's statue? Ah, so you see other options. Well, I'm listening. Replicate. Why do I have to physically do it anyway? Replicate the murder, I mean. Surely a solid theory is enough. No theory is as solid as a practical demonstration. How better to understand our killer than to walk a mile in their shoes? Easy for you to say when it's me who has to do the walking. Is it really necessary to desecrate Mun's temple? Then maybe you would prefer to do it yourself. Prefer, perhaps. I must admit I'd find some entertainment in that. Alas, I tend to draw attention. You, on the other hand, are... And here come the casual insults. Don't bother, Mother Superior. I've heard it all. This is new. What is new? The tone, the defiance. I'm sorry, Mother Tibata. I would recite the Litany of Penitence, but it seems rather silly now, doesn't it? Yes, I'll be praying to a suit. I've been praying to a suit my entire life. That you don't want to desecrate the suit statue. I don't. That would be chaos. It doesn't make any sense to you, but it makes perfect sense. Hard thing to shake, Faith. So, look Ava, if it helps, I'm hereby directly ordering you to steal the golden rod. As for your oath to the Order of Vigil, you have no choice but to obey. Feel better now? Well, yes, Mother Superior. Then it's settled. Get to it. You have a temple heist to perform, and a murder weapon to fashion. I mean, can I... How do I divert? I'm probably gonna have to find the letters. Maybe I can do something with the glue. Oh, I don't want to exit. I don't mind throwing the glue at him. So we're gonna have to steal a rod. And what, make the knife out of it? So the question still remains. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to get into this vault in order to get the writings that would distract. Nothing new to say. So how does one get into the vault? I don't know what to do. We'll just take one hint. Is it that obvious? Did I not think to use the thing? I'm sorry. Really, really obvious, the amulet. Look at the lock. Stare at it. Now close your eyes quickly. And the image that's been burned into your retina, picture it unlocking. Yeah. Those writings of Hippocles. Again, I've been ill. I'm tired. It's been a struggle to do a lot of thinking. Right, this is how we distract him. Father Catalyst, look what I found. But this is... Yes, the lost... A cheap forgery. I assure you it's not. Let me see. Oh, well, I stand corrected. I'm glad you... This is a good forgery. Let me just study it for some time and I will prove it to you. Be my guest. Alright. I'll just casually... Miss! Nothing like doing some honest work for hammer and chisel, eh? You talk about your hammer and chisel. The job's done. I never tend to go around touching works of art. Master Pint's interpretation of Mun bringing light to the barbaric tribes. Not so long ago I'd have been terribly upset about this, but now I don't know what to think. I mean, is that... what's the blood? I think you're a blasphemer and a heretic. But I'm not sure anymore that that's a bad thing. Have you read the writings of Heracles? It's been a very busy matter, Plint. Now Father Catalyst has them. That's a shame. I have a lot to learn from the pre-Mun era. The art, the pottery. Master Plint, please remind me, is the Great Mun paying you to work or to talk? I'm all done, sir. Come and take a look. The temple restored to its full glory. Let me just finish this soul passage and I'll be with you. There we go, staying out of there for forever now. You just see in the background like rah. So we can put this in here. It worked. Done. Are you watching, Mother Chibata? I think I've got the murder weapon. What was that, Mother Chibata? Yes, the murder weapon. Good, good. You are ready to reconstruct the crime then? I just hear something break. What are you doing, Mother Superior? Nothing, just never mind. Proceed with your task. We need to head back, see what she's up to. Mother Chibata. What happened here? Are those the plates? Mother Superior, what is this? What have you done? An experiment. I just needed to confirm an experiment. I regret saying this, but have you gone mad? First the statue and now... I thought we settled the statue question. We settled it? You just ordered me. You had made it abundantly clear I had no choice, remember? That's the nature of our arrangement, Acolyte. You made your choice when you entered the order. Because I was told that we solve problems. Sometimes we do. Do we really? Because so far, all I've seen us do, or you've made me do, is lie and break things, all for the sake of, well, this. The biggest lie of them all. Well, Acolyte? Yes. Yes, what? Yes, I suppose you're right. Oh, and what? There's a but coming. Well, you know, one of those little tricks. Yeah, you're right ends up meaning you're stupid. On the contrary, what you say is true, plain and simple. You, just like many before you, have been methodically fed a lie, and it has been my duty to take part in the feeding. Right, so then. I'm listening. Curses, I'm not used to being right. One of your rare virtues. That's it then, we keep pretending. I once stood where you stand, Ava. Things may have been a little easier for me, I'll admit. I was never much of a believer to begin with, so by the time they finally told me, I'd already formed a solid theory of Mun's true nature. Of course. Still though, to have it confirmed, the bold-faced admission of the whole charade, let's just say I'm not entirely unsympathetic. Why go along with it then? Two reasons. One simple, one likely less so. What's the simple reason? I simply don't have the power to do much else. The Sisters of Virgil are granted a great deal of privilege, but when it comes to the oath of secrecy, the Mun dynasty has always been swift and merciless. And the not so simple reason? Just be a vigilant sister for a little longer and observe yourself, Acolyte. For more than a decade I've known you as exceptionally mild-mannered and obedient, and yet here you are, arms folded, righteous fury personified. So? I mean, it was about time. It was. Once again, we agree. But if toppling the Mun myth does this to you, what do you expect from others? The nation numbers in millions. All manner of people, and much of that manner far from mild. The inconvenient truth is, under Mun, we have enjoyed centuries of relative peace. Now I may sometimes break the small things, plates, statues, but nations, beliefs? Try that and you may come to discover that the one thing worse than Mun is a Mun-shaped hole. I still don't understand. How can you do what you do knowing everything about Mun is fake? How could I do what I do not knowing that? This moment, Ava, when we find out, not everyone handles it well, but the ones of us who do, It makes us. Vigilant, I mean. I'm not sure I'm following. Do you ever really think Mun used to be the sun? And then he just, what? Exhaled light and somehow became planets and people and whatnot. And after he did all that, this all-powerful, omnipotent, endlessly wise being decided the best thing to do next was to take over one nation on one planet and issue petty decrees once in a while. I suppose I don't know what I thought. These were just details. Exactly. It's all in the details. The truth was staring you in the face the whole time, you just chose not to connect the dots. It's a mistake we all make once and then never want to make again. And so we listen, we observe, we ask questions, and every now and then we end up solving problems. I understand. Good. Now, shall we address the corpse in the room for a change? After all, there is still a murderer on the loose. And while I was engaged in a bit of sacrilegious vandalism, I believe you have been hatching a theory of your own. Well, yes, I think I have an idea. Maybe I know how the stabbing could have been done. Fantastic. I eagerly await a demonstration. What are you waiting for? Get to it, Catherlight. But what about all these? More than one of the decorative plates are missing. Fits perfectly. Mystery of the closed suit solved. Right now the knife is just loosely hanging on the latch. It's not doing any stabbing this way. Once the latch moves, it will just fall. Okay. Mix it with the glue. When the lid is about to close, this happens. Ah. It adds a little more realism to our reconstruction. I'll look around the room for something to put in the suit to simulate a body. We could put the dead body in. A fruit. Mother to batter. A vase. I don't know what else to put in there. The pillows, there we go. I glued the knife to the lid and I think this is going to work. I think it worked. Let's open the suit and confirm. And that is how you pierce an impenetrable suit. By putting the blade inside to begin with. Exactly. I have to say that's rather clever, isn't it? But why don't we find any weapon in the suit then, may you wonder? I was wondering. Just that. Tell me, Acolyte. There is this material known as Madman's Gold, and if you are a sister learned in the sciences like me, you'll surely know that the material evaporates without a trace. Genius! I know! See, isn't this fun, Ava? Congratulations to your first successful crime scene reconstruction. You'd make a decent murderer. Thanks. Anyway, the time has come. I hope it was clear now why it was crucial to reconstruct the crime. To have fun? To determine who the killer is. Over the past day, you have walked in the murderer's footsteps, Ava. You have done what they have done. The obstacles you had to overcome. They had to grapple with those too. There is nobody more qualified than you to answer the question. Who did it? I'll have to think about it, Mother Superior. Please, Acolyte, let us not stall any longer. This poor man lying on the floor, who is responsible for his fate? Who is the killer? Oh my god, I mean, I don't think it would be the priest. I mean, it's probably going to be Morris, isn't it, the judge? Because we haven't seen him yet, and so like, in the context of me playing a game, it makes me think it's him. I mean, if it is someone that I've met, I'd probably say it's likely to be the general, because he's the only one who really had access to a machine that could copy a knife with that material. I don't think it would be the priest. It's either going to be Morris or Rutilus. How many of these people have access to the farm to get the knife? The duplication machine to duplicate the knife and the material. The madman's gold itself in the temple. So it's either going to be Rutilus or Morris. I was going to say Morris just because I know the judge. Morris, was it? Ah, you haven't forgotten about the conspicuously absent judge. What's your theory then? I don't know if I'd call it a theory, but well, you said it. He's very conspicuously missing, isn't he? Maybe he's already on the run after what he did. Or he's lurking in the shadows, watching from a distance. The scales we found in the secret passage. Think about it. Scales. A judge. There must be a connection. Why are you looking at me like this? Don't you like my theory? What theory is there to dislike, Acolyte? All you've given me are fantasies. There may be some rhyme to what you're saying, but reason? Not at all. Isn't it awfully strange? There are 5 leaders, 5 suspects, and we haven't even seen one of them? You're not wrong there, Ava. Assure you, our judge has yet a role to play before all this is said and done, but we are vigilant sisters. We cannot go around pointing fingers at people just because something feels strange to us. I think the right answer is probably I don't know. I assume you spoke before thinking, and to give you one more chance to identify the killer. Think about the logistics of the murder. Come up with something substantial. I mean, I still want to say I have no idea then. I really don't know. Don't give up so easily. In your mind, go through all you had to do to reconstruct the crime. Okay, so it's definitely someone. Gotta be the general then. The replication machine. If I could obtain Redina's knife, make some fruit glue, madman's gold, then so could the killer. Anyone could have done these things. Not that it was easy, but it could be done. Continue. And so, everything was doable by anyone except for the machine. I got access to the General's machine, only thanks to the amulet of Virgil. Oh, the other thing that crossed my head as well is her. Like, you know, I played enough Phoenix Wright to suspect everyone, trust no one. Which means only the General or a sister of Vigil could have gotten the golden knife. So unless you killed the Emperor, it must have been the General. Excellent, Ava. That's not all. Father Catalyst said that Rutilus had recently brought some workers to the temple to alter one of the carvings. Perfect opportunity to steal the rod. Just like I did using Master Plinth's renovation as a diversion. Even the tools I used to steal the madman's gold, they belong to the General. Not that proves anything by itself, but it all adds to the full picture. I have to say it, I am, what is the word, impressed. It feels so strange on my lips. I am strongly convinced. There you go, I was right to begin with before I chose something else for the sake of the game. Of course, finding the killer was never what concerned me the most. What could be more important? Oh, Ava, you mean you still don't see it? See what? You lament a statue, you agonize over some broken pottery, and yet you still don't see the cracks in, well, everything else. What cracks? What do you mean, Mother? Everything. Just follow the thread from the start. The suit, the body, the missing plate, the lamps, the decrees, the lost writings of Hippocles, the scales. At the center of it all, 5 shards, 4 accounted for, 3 on one side, 1 on another. I really have no idea what you're talking about, Mother Tibata. Well, I'm sure General Ruthless will be kind enough to enlighten us both. Go and fetch him. Tell him. Yes, tell him I'm interested in making some serious investments. Are you sure, Mother Superior? We're dealing with a killer here. Shouldn't we summon the guards? Oh, no, anything but that. What the General has to say is for our ears only. Don't worry, Ava. This man is a buffoon. You just need to apply the right kind of pressure in the right places. I tend to be rather good at applying pressure. Something gonna happen when I leave. Oh no, General Ruthless. Mother Tibata, do you see that? There's only one way to find out. My Mun, he's dead. Oh, I should have anticipated this. But I thought he was the killer. Search the body, Ava. The last dot we need to connect. It is here, I'm sure of it. Someone burnt his hand to a crisp. Was he tortured? He was heavily beaten before he died. It's hard to say what finally ended his life, but concussion would be a reasonable guess. What is that in his pocket? I think you already know, Acolyte. Let's take it out and get a better look. Is that another amulet? Is that? It sure is. Oh, it's the shard. The last shard. And so, now we know everything. What do you mean everything? I thought the General killed the Emperor, but now somebody killed him, and the secret passage in the plate, and... Isn't it obvious? No, it's not obvious. It's not obvious at all. Just tell me what's going on. Very well then. Find the 3 remaining leaders and ask them to gather at the library. Tell them that I sent you and it is urgent. You sure? Last time you sent me to fetch someone, I found a dead body. I assure you there will be no more dead bodies. I'll be with you shortly and explain everything, but before that I have a brief errand to run. What errand? What could be more pressing than this? The farms, yes, I think it's finally time I paid a visit to the farms. Very interesting. I like the music. I like the presentation in general. Vigilant Mother Superior, we have eagerly been awaiting an explanation, an apology even, as the Acolyte confessed to you about pleasure to make your acquaintance, Father Catullus. The desecration of, and yours, Lady Redina. And pleasure to meet you again, Master Xavian. I have gathered you all here to discuss an extremely pressing matter. Now I am certain your time is as precious as mine, so let's get straight to the point, shall we? Yes, what is this about, and where is Ruthless? Also, that's the point. Who put the shards in the thing must have had 4 people. It's probably everyone. Everyone must have done it. Interesting, you shouldn't also inquire about Judge Morris, Lady Redina. But as I said, let us not waste time. Earlier today, me and Sister Ava were summoned by his holy light. And upon entering his sacred chamber, we made a rather startling discovery. A discovery? Please do share, Vigilant Mother. Ava, you have been itching to speak out the whole time. Well, this is your moment. Tell them what we discovered, will you? What? What do you mean, Tibata? Just tell them. I mean, do we just come out with it? Man, it's not. He is not. I've spit it out already, Acolyte. I'm waiting for you to stop me, like you always do. We are past that now. Really? Really? Go on. Don't be afraid. Mun is not. He isn't. Mun isn't a god. He's not omnipotent. He's not all-knowing. He's definitely not immortal. He's just a man in a mechanical suit. He's always been a man in a mechanical suit. And he's been murdered. He's dead. Mun is fake and also dead. There you go. Cathartic? Terrifying. Oh, Why is nobody else having a heart attack right now? Because they knew. Did you hear me? Mun is... They know Ava. They have known for quite some time. All of them. All of them. Am I the only one in this nation? Now, let us not get distracted. I don't know what the two of you are speaking of, but I have to say I'm deeply appalled by... yes, appalled by this blah. They are catching on now. Blah. Listen, you lot. This is how things will go. I know that you know, and you know that I know that you know. You get the gist. It's snowing all the way down. Blah! And yet you are wondering, who else might be listening? Is this a test? Or will she report to the Order? How will the gathering go down in history, and what do I want to be quoted saying? I understand, but I have a complicated case to unravel, and I would prefer you do that without constant exclamations of blasphemy and sacrilege and whatnot. I am looking at you, Father Catalyst. Blah! So now is your time. You'll make your devotion to Unknown. You will express your shock and disgust and purge it, and as they say, out of your system. And then you will let me speak, uninterrupted. Blasphemy! Heresy! Yes, Father Catalyst, preach the truth. This is heinous, the most sinful of words my ears have had to endure. Sacrilege! Let it be heard. I refuse to take any part in this. Lady Redina? I'm good. Marvellous! Now where were we? Ah yes, the Emperor's chamber. Upon our entrance we are met with a mechanical suit, and within the suit a dead body. And at this point I have to say, even I am taken aback. I see an extremely concerning situation, and I know I have to delegate. As poor Sister Ava here has just had a crisis of faith land on her plate, I decide to give her the easy task of reconstructing the murder and revealing the identity of the killer. Thank you. I meanwhile concern myself with another identity, the identity of the victim. I assume you all recognize this man. Oh no. Morris. He was the judge the whole time. Oh, give it up already, Xavier, she knows. That's right. Do you then, Lady Redina, identify this man as Judge Morris? What? Yes, I do, damn it. This here is the late judge. So this isn't Mun? And you knew the whole time? From the first moment I saw the body, yes. Of course you knew what the Emperor looked like. I've never seen the Emperor in my life. So you recognize your judge? No, I didn't know what the judge looked like either. I bet the whole suit thing's just made up. It's just an empty suit. No one goes in there. They just make it up on the fly. Upon our arrival, I thought it was Master Xavier, remember? But then, how... Oh, come on, Ava. You examined the body, did you not? I didn't notice anything. Oh, but you did notice. In fact, I noticed you noticing to an inappropriate degree. The muscles, Ava. Didn't I clearly tell you the Emperors are reliant on a suit? That most of them can barely walk? Granted, there are mums who manage to stay somewhat physically active, but nobody can maintain this kind of physique if they spend most of their days in a metallic coffin. Oh. Now put yourself in my shoes. I am summoned here to meet the Emperor, and lo and behold, there is a different man in the suit. My mind starts racing. What is happening here? Has Mun's secret been revealed? At least two people must know of the suit, the victim and the killer. And if two people know, how many others? I still maintain I don't know. I said no interruptions, Master Xavier. Anyway, I was very much in the dark at this point, grasping at straws. But then Ava made a discovery. A secret passage opened by 4 levers. 4. Ah, I did notice that though. What does the number of levers have to do with anything? You can't be serious now, Acolyte. Why do you think there were 4 levers? I thought it was, you know, just a puzzle. What is it with you and puzzles? The passage was obviously meant to be opened by 4 people. And within the passage, a plate split into 5 perfectly even pieces. Most of it clicked for me at this point. 5 leaders, 5 shards, 4 levers to open the passage, 4 shards on the scales. 3 on one side, 1 on the other. Wait, I understand all these numbers. They're important to you, Mother, but skip the biggest question of them all. Or is this like a secret vote? Or something? If the demo must judge Morris, then where is the God Emperor? There is no God Emperor, Ava. Fine, I know he's not a god, but no, you misunderstand. There is no emperor at all, god or man. There hasn't been one for a while now. What? Let me explain. When I saw the split plate and looked at the pottery in the Emperor's chamber, a narrative entered my mind, a strange yet surprisingly plausible tale, a tale which I have since been able to confirm. Let me relay it to you now, and hopefully things will become clear. At some rather distant point in the past, the latest Mun reads the lost writings of Hippocles. And this latest Mun is an odd one. What his predecessors considered a threat he sees as inspiration, hope, a potential for change. Our Mun, he's been watching the cracks in the system with concern, and so he decides if the plate is to be broken, better to do it cleanly. Sometime later, the 5 leaders of the city are summoned to the Emperor's chamber. Inside they find an empty suit, a set of instructions heavily inspired by the pre-Mun era, and a ceramic plate split into 5 even pieces. From now on they are to take turns in the suit, assuring a balance of interests. As a further assurance, should the current ruler be deemed unfit, the others can vote him out of the suit. So the shards. Yes, Ava, the shards are votes. It's a very ancient custom. You really should have taken some time to read Hippocles. In his time, people were sometimes given the opportunity to make choices. In the desert, parchment was scarce. In fact, almost everything was scarce. But the one thing everyone had too much of was broken pottery. And so they used it to make their voices heard. They used it to vote. As a Hippocles devotee, our emperor simply couldn't resist the symbolism. So that's why you were obsessing over the numbers. Yes, I knew that 4 people voted and 1 was excluded, so I assumed the decision was probably made about the 5th person. But who was the odd one out? What exactly was this whole kerfuffle about? I'm sure you can see the rest of the story now. For a time, balance is struck. We've helped the farmers a little one year. We helped the farmers a little one year. Support the church the next. And then for a change we prop up the intellectual elite. But then, Ruthless takes charge, and the decrees don't stop coming, and suddenly war is imminent. That's why Ruthless was the one who was genuinely fond of Mun, because when he spoke of Mun's latest decisions he was really talking about himself. And so the time comes to finally use the shards. The 4 remaining leaders vote and the general is informed that he is being replaced by the judge. But here's the problem. The Mun-shaped hole is still very much there, and it sucks people like Ruthless in with irresistible force. So the general, he is not going to go peacefully, and you have to understand General Ruthless. He was a man of very narrow form of intelligence, a man surprisingly clever in mechanical matters, yet unaware of the fact that you don't explain a sly wink. When such a man thinks of murder, he thinks in terms of its technical execution. He believes he is being devious when he uses Redeemer's knife, and that he's straight out genius when he devises a disappearing murder weapon. And yet he doesn't see the remaining leaders will obviously know he did it, because who else really? He doesn't realise that if you want a formal trial, you shouldn't kill the judge. And so on his last day as Mun, the general sets his little trap, and his successor, the judge, is murdered the moment he replaces him in the suit. The remaining leaders are confused at first, a matter that's not made easier by our sudden presence. But they, you, masters and lady, you soon catch on to what had occurred. You corner Ruthless, apply the right pressure and heat in the right places. You get a confession, and as far as you are concerned, justice is served. Isn't it beautiful, Ava? The respectful silence. They say people don't learn. Well, Vigilant Mother Superior, I believe I speak for everyone. Everyone. When I say this is the most ridiculous pile of hogwash I have ever heard. I have read of this condition, a particular type of paranoia that forces one to perceive patterns everywhere, and so one becomes obsessive. Counting lamps, pottery pieces, who knows what else. The worst kind of delusions can stem from this type of mental malaise. I must admire your persistence, Master Xavian, and I have always been one to respect the demand for direct evidence. Therefore, please allow me to call upon my key witness. Fools, murderers, hear the word of Mun. I have entrusted you with a nation to rule, yet within 4 orbits of the sun you succumb to petty violence. For your sins you shall be judged. Still got it. Masters and ladies, let me introduce you to him who illuminates the darkest of souls, the original creator and the final destroyer, the son of the sun and the master of time, his holy light, God Emperor Mun. That's it. I'm officially dead inside. Nothing can surprise me anymore. I bow before thee. Shut it, Xavier. You people, you made a fine mess of things, haven't you? I hand you a nation on a plate, and it takes you less than 5 years to start going at each other's throats. Pardon me, your holy knight, but what did you expect? Their whole life they have been conditioned to believe. Right, I know. A me-shaped hole and all that. Well, we'll sort things out now, don't you worry. But first I got to ask Miss Tabitha. What gave me away? Oh please, Final Destroyer. The Heracles texts, the pottery. Once I knew you were who I was looking for, it was just obvious. Obvious, eh? She says that a lot. What? I think they are awaiting your judgment. Light who illuminates, etc. Oh, well, let's get on with it then. The shards. I'll find them behind that engraving over there, right? Oh, holiest of holy, just as you. Fine, fine. Then open the passage. Emperor's orders, chop chop. How did the suit move? That's what I'm still trying to get over. I'm afraid we're one short. Ava, will you do the honours? Where is it? There. Have you excuse me for a moment? Nobody touches my suit. Has he cleaned the blood off? That was a lot to take in. Still puzzled, Acolyte? Still some lingering questions? Well... I'm so confused. You said there was no Emperor, but now Plint is the Emperor? I believe I explained that very clearly, Acolyte. Let me summarize. The man you know as Plint is the latest descendant of the Mun dynasty. Until 5 years ago, he was the Emperor. But then he decided to step down and pass governance to the 5 leaders of the city. He created the 5 votes using one of the decorative plates. He wrote a set of instructions for the leaders, summoned them to his chamber, and left before they could see him. He adopted the name Plint and lived as a farmer for many years, until I visited him at the farms and persuaded him to participate in my little charade. The Mun dynasty are perfectly ordinary mortals, just as I told you earlier today. The latest Mun, or Plint if that's what you prefer to call him, he is no exception. All clear now? Why did you have to break the other plates? Oh, that was interesting. Seeing Mun's chamber, I was struck by, shall we say, uneven quality of the ceramics. Some refined, some mediocre, others straight out childish. Who would keep such a collection? Only 2 types of people maintain this kind of decor. Parents with creative children, and self-taught hobbyists. Just because of some bad pottery pieces, if I said this, you'd scold me for fantasizing. Maybe I would. I'll be the first to admit it was a shot in the dark, but it was enough of a hunch to keep me going. See, at points I was tempted to give in and contact the Order. I thought that Mun may have been removed by force, but then I saw the plate. I was reassured. Do you know how much skill it takes to split a ceramic plate into 5 perfectly even pieces? Pieces so even they balance each other out on a scale? I tried it. I had 5 attempts and I didn't even get close. That was my little experiment. Once I knew the skilled craftsman must have made the votes, and that the Emperor was likely a skilled craftsman, it was enough to convince me that Mun had stepped down voluntarily. You still didn't really explain how you knew Master Plint was the Emperor. But this one was really easy. There was pottery connection, which I already explained, but much more importantly, how would a simple farmer know of the writings of Heracles? Farmers tend to be illiterate, you know, as much of from one of the Emperor's decrees. That's true. But even if the farmer somehow taught himself to read, how could he ever have read the secret scroll that resides in one of the Emperor's vaults, one that even the Imperial Scholar can't access? If you'd known at the time that Mum was still alive, you would have seen it too. Lady Redina, you knew, didn't you, about Master Plint? I never really knew, but I'm not stupid. The Emperor disappears. About a week later, this odd, skinny, impossibly educated man shows up out of nowhere, claiming to be, how did he put it, just one of the fine common folk of this here nation. That's why you protected him. The man wouldn't have survived a day without me. He had some skill, but he was very weak. The other farmers would have made short work of him. Now listen up. Emperor's decree. In the event that the 5 leaders of the city fail to fulfill their duties of governance, say, just as an example, assigned to uncontrollably murder each other left and right, the future of a nation will be decided by vote. On one side of the scales, the God Emperors return to his position, a nation united under a single divine ruler. On the other side, the Council of Leaders remains. Their sins are forgiven. Replacements are found for whoever may or may not have been recently murdered. And the rule of 5 is restored. There shall be 3 deciding votes. These votes will be placed, I, by my holy light, me who illuminate, etc. Vigilant Mother Superior Tibata, and Vigilant Sister in Training Ava, effective immediately. End the decree. Questions? Good, the votes. No questions? Good. I got a little ahead of things. I already placed my vote. Miss Tibata, ready to do your part? We are Vigilant Sisters, your holy light. We don't make political decisions. You solve problems, and my problem is I don't trust these 3. But I don't trust myself that much either. The 2 of you, on the other hand, strike me as a trustworthy kind. Very well then. The shards are prepared. They are. So, you're Mun. Pray so, miss. I pray to you, you know. Really sorry about that, miss. It is done. That was fast. So it's going to be 1 apiece, so I get to make the casting vote. I believe it's your turn now, Acolyte. But why me? Who am I to? Who's anyone? Your turn, Miss Ava. I knew it. It's even. There is no shard left. I believe you still have one on you, Acolyte. You want me to use the bloody one? Who knew? Turns out I'm not entirely bereft of the sense of poetic symbolism. I owe you a choice. Throw them in at the deep end. Or leaders or emperor. That's... I mean... I think leaders is the way to go, but you have to have trusted people. I think these guys have... I don't think it should all fall onto one man. Sacrifice himself. Because, like, why should it all be on him to do everything? He doesn't want to do it. That's why he left. And the leaders were going well until something changed. Oh. So who's done each vote? I think Plint's the only one that's like made a genuine vote though, hasn't he? It's like she's done this solely to leave me with the choice. Do lead us. So we're leaving our spaceship. The secret Council of Five is restored and the nation enters a long period of palace intrigue and backstabbing. The stabbing sometimes be literal. When the secret of the Monsuit is finally revealed to the public, it comes as a surprise to no one, as it turns out. If 5 people know, everybody knows. The suit is kept for ceremonial purposes. Most see it as rather silly. To be fair, that's how I think it should end. Shards of God. I don't think that's I don't think that's a bad ending. Like, I think, you know, having something more modern is the way to go. Yeah. Well, there we go. That was Shards of God. I really enjoyed that. I wish I was just a little bit healthier in myself to sort of like really properly enjoy it, but yeah, it's that was a fun little point and click. Nothing too complex. Really intriguing story. I like the idea of having to like come up with the murder, like replicate it. Yeah, that was like really well made. So can I what's the I guess it'd be Ava's choice, wouldn't it? Let's just see if there's a separate ending before we quit. How the ending for the other choice goes. Yeah, you think about modern times, you don't have emperors now. I guess, yeah, emperors still exist, but I feel there's always a better way to govern a city, govern a country. God Emperor Mun remains in power. He is a benevolent god, and for a time the people of the nation enjoy an unusual amount of freedom. Yet the god's attitude soon changes, and he returns to his despotic ways. More such changes would follow, suspiciously coinciding with passing generations. People who point this out tend to mysteriously disappear. Shards of God. So like that's now whole because we went for that that ending. There you go. I thought I was satisfying. I think the other ending was probably the better ending going forward for this city. What would you have picked? Let me know in the comments. Again, there's a link in the description below if you want to play this yourself and see if you can find anything that I missed. Thoroughly recommend it. Thought it was very good. Congratulations to the folks that created this. I can't click off the screen to check who it was, but I really enjoyed it. Very good. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. Plenty of gameplay videos for you all to enjoy. So enjoy them, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye. Oh no, just keep rolling into everything.